Hello, everybody. I am here with the beautiful Lisa Marie Mills today, and we are going to talk all things high ticket sales, specifically in regard to the business that we work alongside. So, I want to ask you a couple of questions today, Lisa. I would
Sure.
love to know where were you and what were you doing before high ticket sales come into your life?
So, Jeannie, I was full-time employee working 9 to 5, as we more commonly, know these jobs. And I was really thinking about, I'd had an illness in my life, and it really got me thinking about the future, right? Sometimes it takes something like that to make us think about the future. And I really wondered about whether I was prepared financially, like mentally, like all the things for retirement. Not that I was ready to retire right then, but what would it look like in, 5, 10 years' time? And so I wanted to start exploring, just from a financial perspective, what it might look like if I were to do something different or to add something on to my 9 to 5, like a bit of a side hustle or a side gig. And I guess, it sort of led me to here today, to the business that we're in together. And I think that at that point I realized, and not that we knew anything that was going to happen. So this is like 10 years ago. None of us really knew what was going to happen over the next 10 years or the last 10 years that we've had. But I felt like that I needed to do more to protect myself financially. And that was really, so for me, that was really what it was about, to protect myself, and also to make sure that when I did retire, that I had, we like to travel, we love to, we've got grandkids, all the things. So wanted to really just make sure that I could look after my health, my wealth, and, physical, emotional, and the family.
Yeah, I guess because that was my next question. So I guess you've kind of answered a bit of that. Why did you decide to make that change in your life? So it's all to do with family and being able to travel and do all those amazing things like that we love to do when we aren't working.
Yeah, that right. And you know what? What I've learned over the last, and I've probably gone off on a bit of a tangent already, as we do. Um, I have actually become really obsessed with being okay with wanting to live life my way. And I think that was something that I've grown into, and I don't think I had that. So if I, now in, hindsight's a wonderful thing to have. I can actually see how important this has been to me over the past, well, it hasn't been 10 years, but I think I've been in the business about six and a half years. So I can see how important that has been in terms of my own growth. And again, through everything that's happened in the economy, how it's really set me up for now. So not that I had any inkling of what was going on, like I said before, but you just never know what's around the corner, right?
No, you do not know what's around the corner. So, um, I guess my next question is, and I'm not sure if you've answered it amongst all of that. Why did you say yes to high ticket in particular? Like, what kind of drew you to this business model?
I guess initially I had never had a lot of experience in any sort of MLM or any network marketing or anything like that, right? I had been employed in my 9 to 5. That was what I'd done. And I just saw the commission structure of this company and thought, actually, that looks, you know, interesting, quite good. I mean, I'm financially literate. No, literate. Yes, I know about finances. And it looked, pretty good. The business model has changed over the last few years, and which has been great. But I think that initially it was just I wanted to do something different. I wanted to, like, just explore. I felt like, again, with that illness that I'd had in my life, that it's a it's a bit like, you don't know what you don't know. And I could have either sat there and gone and seen this and gone, no, don't want to know about it, or just go, you know what, let me have a look at it. And I did, and it was. it was that simple for me. Like, I know that's not a big story or anything, but it was just that simple. I just wanted to jump in and have a look. And I knew that I could jump out if I wanted to. Like, there was no one, forcing me to stay in. If and the worst that I would have done was had amazing products,
Mm,
right?
yeah,
Had access to amazing health, health and wellness products that we have. That would have been the worst thing that happened if I jumped in and went, nah, this isn't for me. So yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So what has shifted for you since like joining this business and the community for that matter? Because I just love the community.
Yeah, and I think the community has became really important over the last few years. And I think what has shifted for me is that I've become more open to learning, to learning new things and understanding how we can get caught up in our own world and think that we've got it all sorted out when I don't believe that we generally have. There is always something else out there. So the things that shifted is I'm more open to learning new things. I feel like I'm more capable, and I've had this whole big personal development growth of, knowing that I'm worthy and all the things and all the money stories. And I know there'll be people listening who, may be deep in self, personal development or self-empowerment. And there'll be some people who don't give it the time of day, and that's perfectly okay. But what I found for me is that there was this whole other world that I realized that I needed to step into to grow as a person and to really know that while I'm growing and shifting and building this business, I'm also totally obsessed with doing things for my family and for us and to make sure that, we are set up for the future. And I actually heard from someone the other day, and I think it really resonated. And this was something that only, like, literally, I've been in for 6 or 7 years, and it only just the other day I heard this and it sunk in, was that my mission is my life and my family. And I think sometimes we get caught up on, oh, what is our mission? And I've got to save the world and I've got to build this and I've got to, build a school and build all the things. And they're amazing, but they are part of my life. So my mission is actually living my life to the fullest. And that encapsulates all the things that I want to do.
Yeah.
And this business is allowing me to do that. So
Yeah.
that learning and that growth, that really shifted for me.
Yeah. Absolutely. Is there anything else you feel like you'd like to share about your
Look,
journey, about the business, about anything there?
I think that the you know we, particularly as women, we sometimes don't want to put ourselves at the forefront. But I think that anyone who is out there and who has been watching Jeannie's journey, but watching your journey, or seeing, just even wanting to ask the question, what is this? Like, don't be afraid to just put yourself out there a little bit and just ask, what is this all about? Like,
Yeah.
because I think that's the thing. And I know you and me both, I particularly focused on, helping women in this space. And like, I just want as many women as possible to be able to be open to this opportunity. And you know what? It doesn't even matter sometimes if they're open to this opportunity, but open to an opportunity that can, help them in their future, so, or their family.
Yeah.
So just, if you've been sitting on the fence or you want to know what we're talking about, just reach out and we'll talk about it. And it doesn't cost anything, and there's no commitment, right? You don't, just because you're asking a question doesn't mean you've committed to anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's all just having a look and being open to have a look. And if it's not for you, then it's not for you. And if it is for
Yeah,
you, like it was for us, it lights you up and next minute your whole world changes.
yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank
Exactly.
you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to catching up with you again soon.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, Jenny. See ya.